YouTube! How are we all? It's a beautiful Tuesday and it is my last day with the R1, so I'm just fulfilling all of my filming obligations. I wanted to film an R1 versus RR comparison, so I have been doing that. I've gone to Barnstormers to get myself a nice RR, and then I can stick them next to each other and yeah, do that. So that was fun, and now I'm just going for a little ride because I got some complaints in the first R1 video that I did saying that the R1 should not be ridden on roads like that. Obviously I was in Wales in the scenic bit, going down all the single tracks and looking at all the beautiful views, and yeah, it definitely wasn't R1 territory, but that's what I wanted to do, so that's what I did. And then you guys were like, yeah, no, wrong bike, wrong roads. Which I understand, yeah, it is wrong bike, wrong roads, but I wanted to do it anyway. So now to settle the balance, I'm going to go do some quick roads, whilst also trying not to get in trouble so that you guys can heal from that experience of watching me ride an R1 down tiny roads. Which, to be honest, on this channel, you should kind of be used to that by now. Let's go round the roundabout. Yay! Don't fall, 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 don't fall. Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. Okay, happy days. That was good. And slow. Obviously, the R1 is a big, powerful, I think someone actually called it full fat, which I love that term. I'm going to use that from now on. It's a full fat sports bike, and so it is not designed to go down tiny little roads in Wales. It's not designed to go up farm tracks. It wants to be on race tracks. It wants to go as fast as possible all the time. And my RR is great because even though I know deep down in its soul it wants to go fast all the time, it behaves itself going slowly. This one, not so much. And the problem is that even though I would love to be on the racetrack, I can't afford it. It's really expensive, and if I'm gonna have a bike like this, I am gonna want to insure it, because if I bin that on track and it's not covered by my road insurance, that's it, I'm out £20,000, which I can't just magic up and buy another R1 if that happens. So if I want to do a track day, not only do I have to pay the £100-200 track day fee, I also have to spend £200 insuring it per day that I'm on track. So I don't go on track because I can't afford it. If someone says, Liz, you want to do a track day and it's covered, yeah, great, I'm there, but I don't make a habit of booking onto them. So when I have a big full fat bike like this, I have to enjoy it on the roads. And then you have the problem that if you want to enjoy a full fat sports bike on the roads, the way that a full fat sports bike should be enjoyed, you're going to end up in prison, because the speed limit in the UK maxes out at 70 miles an hour, and normally the roads where you can do 70 miles an hour kind of suck. They're straight motorways. So then you're on roads like this, where you're allowed to do 50-60 miles an hour, and some of these roads you can enjoy at 50-60 miles an hour, but most of them, no, if you want to enjoy them you've got to break the law, and it's a whole different kettle of fish. So yeah, having an R1 or an RR is a little bit of a challenge. It's difficult to enjoy them the way that maybe they're designed to be enjoyed, so you have to find new ways to enjoy them, or you just have to choose to break the law. So then you get people like me that will take them down roads that they don't necessarily want to be going down, and finding out ways to enjoy them slowly or in weird environments, even though that in itself is its own challenge. Luckily on days like today, it's nice and quiet, there's not much on the roads, so I can ride a little bit quicker and enjoy it. And then you guys are going to see this video and you're going to be like, oh, finally, she went down an appropriate road. You're welcome. sharper than I remember it being. So roads like this are fantastic for your sports bikes because even though the speed limit is restrictive for your enjoyment, the corners are quite sharp, so even if you're not going that fast you can still enjoy them. But then because the corners are sharp, you're not allowed to overtake anyway. You've got the double white lines, so as soon as you get stuck behind something, your day is going to be ruined, so that sucks. Slow down a little bit so that I can enjoy the corners, because if I go fast up this way I'm going to get stuck behind a car like really quickly. I can see them up ahead. And so because we have all of these problems as sports bike riders, we can't go fast on the roads, track days are too expensive, I have to teach myself to enjoy everything, every kind of road. I will ride on a sports bike so that I can justify having a sports bike, because I love sports bikes. And I can still use it, even though I'm not necessarily doing what the sports bike was built to do. I will take the sports bike touring so that I can have a bike that's good at touring, and I can also enjoy it fast when I get the opportunity. And what I wanted to show, as well as just for my own entertainment, taking a R1 to the Welsh Highlands, was to show the versatility of the bike. The bike, although it can go very, very fast, it can also go very, very slow, and you're not going to have any problems with that. So the current audience that are buying motorcycles can see that even though it's a full fat sports bike that's terrifying and out of control and there's this massive attitude and just wants to be on track, it can be tamed. You can use it for everything. So why would you not buy it? Even though it's a little bit uncomfortable, you get the magic of owning this incredible machine without necessarily having to only ride it on track. Now you're telling me you need fuel. I have absolutely no idea where the nearest petrol station is. I think it's at the end of this road. So obviously R1s are being discontinued. This is going to be the last one unless there's some magical comeback event. What I'm hoping happens is that come launch season, where all the new bikes are introduced in like October, November, December, there'll be this massive reveal and Yamaha will take over the stage and Valentino Rossi will wheel some beautiful new big full fat sports bike out onto the stage, and Yamaha will be like, psych, we're not stopping our ones, we've just changed them a lot and we've made them better, or we've made them faster, or we haven't really done anything, we just thought we'd scare you by saying that they're discontinued when actually they're not. Like something like that will happen, and all of my devastation will have been for nothing. That's what I hope's going to happen. I don't think it will, but maybe 2 or 3 years down the line, that's my hope. But I think the general feeling is that Yamaha R1s have been discontinued because not enough people are buying them to warrant getting them through Euro 5. Obviously we're seeing the end of quite a lot of different high power sports bikes, and what I'm hearing is that they're just so awkward to get through the new emission restrictions, and eventually they just get canned off completely. So we've seen the end of all of the Gixxers now, all of the Suzuki GSXRs have gone. We did see the end of 600cc Hondas, the CBR 600RR ended, but that did come back, and I am now hearing that Gixxers are coming back. So maybe the demand for it was actually higher than these brands thought, and maybe Yamaha are going to be like, oh crap, what did we do that for? And then the R1s will come back, or something similar will come back, who knows. But I wonder if the reason that these bikes aren't selling is because people are just going, oh, you can't use that on the road and I can't afford to do track days anymore, so they're not buying them. They're buying something else, something more mid-range that they can enjoy on the road without so many fears of death or loss of license, and the sales figures go down catastrophically, and then the brands are like, oh, why should I bother making this anymore? People aren't buying it. So what I want to talk about is how you can enjoy these bikes on the road. And I have a journalist friend, and he said, oh, I've never ridden an R1. And I was like, why have you not ridden an R1? Like, you get given bikes, why would you not immediately ask for an R1? And he says, because I can't review it on the road. which seems silly to me. Like, no, of course you can't review it to its full potential on the road. You can't take it on the road and do 160 miles an hour around a bunch of corners. Like, no, obviously not. The only place that you could probably ride it to its full capacity is on the Isle of Man, or take it on track. But your average consumer isn't going to do that, and still people are buying these bikes for the road. So even though you can't open it up on the road and enjoy it the way that it wants to be enjoyed, you can still ride it on the road and you can still talk about it just as a normal person. I mean, normal people do still buy R1s, not many of them, but they still do. So you want to see how a bike's going to perform and how it's going to act and how it's going to feel while you're riding it around slowly, following a queue of traffic where you can't overtake because there's a corner, so there's double white lines and speed limit's 50 because, I don't know, people keep falling off on these corners. You can still do that and you can still have a good time. You just know that the bike probably hates you deep down, and that's just tough. And even though the R1 really, really wants to go really fast, it doesn't have to. You don't have to ride it fast. You don't have to kill yourself going really fast on a bike because it can. You don't have to lose your license. You don't have to speed. You can still enjoy these bikes. And yes, all right, you're gonna want to speed, and that's your choice. But it's not the bike's fault. I mean, you can still get in a lot of trouble on the bikes that people are buying instead of R1s. You know, people are getting MTs, or they're getting the kind of the R7s, or other brands are going for like 650s or more adventure bikes, and the excuse is that, oh, I needed it to slow me down. I'm sorry, but if you're riding on the road, you can still go really, really fast on these bikes. So I feel sad that people are blaming bikes for their decisions. Like, if you love the sports bike, buy the sports bike and just ride it slower. It's not gonna hurt anyone. I mean, look at it right now. We're in third gear, we're doing 40 miles an hour, I've got no complaints. Maybe if I was 10 years older, my wrist would be hurting right now, but it isn't. I'm 30. Don't have these problems yet. And that's the only problem that I could see. Also, fuel consumption. Yeah, I don't know when this bike is going to run out of fuel. I need to pull over and find out where I can get petrol as quickly as possible. A sensible person probably would have turned around, but I am not sensible. I think it's up here. Let's get you some lunch. Is it lunchtime? Yeah, it is lunchtime. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, you're not going to want to start now, are you? Because you're warm. Come on, you've got this. There we go, there's a good bike. Love starting. Don't mind being warm and starting at the same time. That was £20. That was legitimately £20. And I feel like I haven't actually done very much since I last filled up, so interesting. Either it's got a hole in it somewhere, or I'm being punished. Why would you do that? I'm indicating and everything. Why did I subject myself to this? It was really quiet earlier today. Oh, I should have gone. Why didn't I go? That's alright. I love cornering at 40. See, I would be feeling the same resentment on any bike. I think it's worse on an R1 because cornering on an R1 feels amazing. I forgot how good it feels, and I have to say, I actually feel more confident riding an R1 fast than I feel riding my own bike fast. Something about the R1 feels better, and I struggled with this one initially because the suspension was set quite hard. Go at it with a screwdriver and adjust all of the settings so that it was a little bit better for me. But what I feel when I'm going around a corner on the R1 is that I'm going a lot slower than I am. Oh my god, just hit a rock in the middle. My bad. Yeah, for some reason, when you're going around a corner, when you're going around a roundabout or something, and you're leaning over, you're doing your best, you're fighting for your life to get around the corner as quickly as you can, everything around you slows down. I mean, it doesn't, but it feels like it does. Somehow, it feels like the bike's slowed down so that you can make all these little micro adjustments. It doesn't feel like you're banked over as hard as you are. And as a result, it's kind of confidence boosting because it doesn't feel so extreme. And then you think, oh, I went around that corner like a little bitch. But then you look at your tires and you're like, oh, damn, I was doing good back there. And I haven't had that with a lot of bikes. For some reason, this one just speaks to me in that sense. I don't know if anybody else with R1 experience has felt that. Yes, and we've caught up with the traffic again. And I'm going to reiterate that this would suck even if I was on a smaller and more comfortable bike. I feel like I'm fighting against myself here, because on the one hand, yes, you can enjoy this bike slowly, yes, you can ride this bike slowly, yes, it will behave itself, it will do everything that you need it to do, but on the other hand, you know it wants to go faster, and therefore you want to go faster, and then it's infuriating that you can't go faster. And I really want to do a track day now, but it's so expensive. Maybe the reason people aren't buying R1s is because they can't deal with this internal battle. They can't deal with going outside and being made to hate everybody because everybody is causing them to have to go slower. Maybe that's it. Maybe this goes deeper than I thought. You guys are watching everything just crumble in my brain. Oh, we're slowing down again. Do you reckon they're lost, or do you reckon they're just scared of turning their steering wheel to go around the corner at reasonable speed? It's a Honda Jazz, so it's probably an 80-year-old. Oh no, they are taking this junction. Oh, it's someone that's just passed their testing. Now I feel mean. So I guess, in conclusion, sorry I made you guys watch me ride one of the fastest production bikes in the world really slowly. But I had a point. I was making a good point. And the point was that you can ride them slowly, and it's okay to ride them slowly. Don't stop buying sports bikes just because you think that they can't be ridden slowly. They can be ridden slowly. They can be enjoyed in every scenario. They make good bikes for all sorts of things. They're just marketed and produced to go fast. And also the reason that you don't see people riding them around quickly on the roads is because you can't ride them quickly on the roads. You can't ride anything quickly on the roads. We are what does my dad call it, a nanny state now, where the government will tell you not to do something dangerous so that you don't hurt yourself potentially, even though you're probably more than capable of doing the dangerous thing without hurting yourself. But you can't do it anyway, and you don't get the choice, and therefore we have to do 50 everywhere. I am not upset about that at all. So I hope you've enjoyed this rather frustrated video. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. And I guess to keep the discussion going, if you haven't bought a full fat sports bike, tell me why. Why haven't you bought a full fat sports bike? What's stopping you from buying a full fat sports bike? Is it because it's super uncomfortable and your wrists and your back have gone? Or is it because you don't think that you'd be able to enjoy it on the roads? And if it is because you don't think that you'd be able to enjoy it on the roads, why specifically? Elaborate on that excuse so I can understand it a little bit better. But otherwise, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. See, it feels like I'm going really slowly, but I know I'm banked over like really hard. It's like super yobby behaviour, I don't care. Anyway, yeah. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I will see you later. Goodbye.